everyone, welcome to DecoToes. This is Anya, and today we are going to be assembling this guy over here. So I have one, and I was in the middle of organizing, which you have already seen if you watched the previous video. And I need another one, so I'm going to assemble it right now. Of course, it's going to take me a very long time, but hopefully it'll be easier since I've already done this one, so I can kind of figure out a few things that are going to make it a little easier. For example, lining the drawers before I actually put them in there. So hopefully that will work out better. It'll be faster. And of course, it's going to be a time lapse because it would be a really, really, really long video. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get to it. All right, you guys. So it is the second day. Yesterday was crazy. It was like working from home with a sick child at home. So not too easy. I had to keep taking breaks during all of this assembly process, and so I didn't get to finish it all. So today everybody's back to school and work and all of that good stuff. So I can finally get to doing this, and this time I will be able to just stop for a second or slow it down and explain some things to you guys. So we've got the drawers done, as you can see. They're all laid out here. This process of putting the paper lining in the drawers before I put the drawers all together was a lot easier than doing it after they were in the cabinet. So that was awesome. So I've kind of cleaned up a little bit in here. And I'm going to start with the sides of the cabinet. And now the issue, or the thing that's going to be hard with this, is the fact that this is quite heavy. So once I start putting all the pieces together, it's going to be a challenge. When I was doing the first one, which I did almost all by myself, but I did have my son help me at first, except then he got bored of it, so I finished it on my own. And the other thing is putting that last or two of the top drawers. That might be a little challenging, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really hopeful that I'm going to be able to get it all alone without any help. All right, so we're gonna start with the part that is difficult, so to say, which you've seen already when I was putting the drawers together. And it's these screws. Let me find them first. I need 3. So these little guys, because those holes are kind of big, they're pretty much the diameter of the screw itself. It's kind of hard because you have to just really get it straight in there. Oh, hold on, I can't find them. Okay, there it is. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. All right. Where are my tools? So I need this later. So this is technically the, what's it called, like a Phillips, the little X. Yeah, I don't know my technical terms for that, but you can also use a flat screwdriver. And with the X ones, it's hard because you know how they're really pointy at the tip of it, and then they kind of spread out. Well, you have to get it like really straight, and you need to put a lot of force so you don't strip the screw, which I have done before, and then it's just horrible to get it out. So that's why I'm trying to use a flat one, but then you have to hold the screw like really hard to keep it straight so it doesn't keep bending on you, because if you put it in crooked, then it's not going to align with the holes of the other piece. So I mean, once you get it going, it's fine, but then this flat screwdriver kind of keeps moving on me. So this part, yeah, I don't like, and it's difficult, but it's not impossible. So it just takes a little more time and patience, and there you go. One down. But overall, I don't think putting this cabinet together is too difficult. And obviously the second one is coming along a lot easier because I kind of already know what I'm doing. So like I just really wanted to get the drawers put together first, which that is actually one of the last steps um, in the actual instructions. But I'm glad that I had that done. So then once I put the cabinet together, then I can just put the drawers in there and be done with it. Alright, so, and I do want to show you just a little bit of like real time of me doing this, just so you can have an idea of how long it takes me to like put the screws in and all of that. It took me quite a long time with those drawers yesterday. I was it what took the longest I think was the lining of it, because especially once I got to the end of the roll of the paper, um you know how the end of the roll is a lot uh tighter, so then every time I was trying to straighten out the paper, it would roll back up on me, and it was just such a pain. Ugh. So, okay. See, this keeps like coming out to the side, whereas a Phillips one would not. But I find it easier to turn with a flat screwdriver. Okay, so I'm going to push this off to the side, and I'll grab this second side. These are really heavy. Ugh. Like super heavy. And I'm trying not to drop anything. But you know what? You just have to go slow and careful. I would rather take longer with it than hurry through it and like damage something. Okay. Okay, so all the 3 screws are into each side. Now it looks like I need to grab the back of the cabinet. So what I need to do is make some space first of all. So let me move this aside. Those are the top and the bottom right here. Okay, so I have brought slided the back of it closer to me. Okay. So this is gonna be the inside. And here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to figure out what the best way of doing this is going to be. So I'm just gonna put this on this side. And you might have seen when I was putting the drawers together that I used this wood glue, and that's just for those wooden bolts or whatever they're called, just to make sure it's not gonna come apart on me. Give it a little extra strength. Ugh, this always gets stuck. Ooh, my toes hurt. Woo. Let me try to this or something, kind of hurts. Oh, got it. Right. Okay. I actually have some of the glue on here. Okay, so I use a little Q-tip, just dip it in there a little bit. One, two, and then in the two holes in the other piece. One and two. Okay. And what I'm gonna do now is put the Q-tip away for a second. Oh, I'm gonna put these. Actually, I'm gonna put these in here because it doesn't matter. And this way, you can see better how I'm putting those in. I really hope the video is not cutting my head off, but it's just really hard for you to be able to see it all. So I'm gonna hold it straight over here, and there you go. One, and two. Hopefully they're in all the way. And so now I have to flip this like this and somehow see where I'm putting this in. Okay, I see the first one and the last one. There you go. Oh, okay, I need to stand up for this so I can hold this piece and kind of shove this part in. This is kind of hard. Get in there. So this would probably, I just really don't want to break it. It would be easier if I could flip it so the back part is standing up. But I'm afraid that if it like kind of wobbles, it's going to break those holes. So what I'm trying to do now is make sure that the other end of the back is kind of propped against the wall over there. So I can just push this in. There you go. There's still space over here. Alright, now this one popped out just a little bit. Using the heel to put it in works great. Alright, I think this part is in. Now here. This is where it gets tricky and hard with all those big heavy pieces. And I need the space, but I also need to be able to reach everything. So it just takes a lot of organizing. So what I will do here is turn it a little bit. is what we need to do now. I hope this is it on the way. Now we need to put those round thingies to tighten it up. So I'm going to put those in there. 1, 2, and 3. And try to reach the last one. Three. Okay. Now I just want to make sure that this is in all the way. Now I'll take my flat screwdriver again and tighten it up. Okay, that's one. That's the second one. And third one. Right, this seems like it's all good. I'm gonna need this part here. There you go. So we need 3 on each side. And it's gonna be the shorter ones, which the shorter ones are a little bit easier because they don't wobble as much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let me tell you, just already seeing the drawers and this part put together, the satisfaction I get from doing something all by myself just beats having something done in maybe half the time, but not by me. So anything that I can do by myself, I love doing it. I think part of it is proving to myself that I can do it. And we're not talking about like, everyday things. But doing things like that, doing things beyond what is necessary to survive, let's say. So, yeah, these shorter ones are definitely easier to put in, which is great. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight. Okay. Next one. And when I do things like that, it takes a lot of kind of thinking ahead. So in my head, I'm always like a step or two ahead with what I need to do. For example, I need to put glue in these 2 holes and put these wooden things in there, which the wooden things I could put in here, but it's going to be easier for me to hammer it in with the hammer when it's flat as opposed to over here. But also, see, instead of moving on to the other side and putting those screws in, while I'm here, so I don't have to keep twisting it around, I'm just going to do that first before I turn it. And it's going to work out great because once I turn it, I'm just going to plop it up. And this is actually the side that's supposed to be here on top. So that worked out unexpectedly, but great. Okay. I'm hoping this glue isn't gonna dry up on me too fast. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick these 2 in. Make sure it's straight. And the second one. Now you might be wondering, if my toes are this close and I'm using a hammer, am I gonna hit my toe? I don't think I've ever gotten seriously hurt by that. Can it happen? Yeah, sure. Just as I'm assuming it can happen to anyone. So, but I'm not like overly worried. I mean, as long as I am in a comfortable position when I'm using a hammer, I think I hit the hammer on the actual whatever I'm trying to hammer in 99% of the time. So I call that a successful or a good success rate or whatever you call it. You know what I mean. Anyways, I'll get to doing this side now. Okay, now before putting this part onto the rest of it, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to move this up. There you go. And before I get the glue in, I'm going to put the round ones into these holes because I have easier access to them right now before I put the top on. And then I will have to come in from the other side to finish. There you go, one. Okay, and now we just have to put the two together. Oops. And make sure it doesn't fall. Slide this in. What is this side not going in? There you go. Make sure everything is nicely lined up. So now I'm standing like this because I need to hold the other piece from moving to get this in. All right, it's in, you guys. We are like almost done. Well, not really almost done. We still need the bottom and the wheels because it has wheels on the bottom. Okay, so all I'm going to be doing in here is just tightening those up. Okay. Now I'm just grabbing the bottom which I'm pretty sure this is all the same too. No, it's not. Okay. So the two closer ones are on top, which means I need to turn this around. Like this. But first, I want to put that glue in here still. We'll see how this goes. But it's these long screws, and actually I can now put this glue away. Oh, I forgot. These are the easier ones. So I can be on the side because it uses this, whatever it's called, to put those in here. So I'm just going to stick all three of them in. Then the harder part is putting the wheels on, because each wheel requires 4 little screws. So it's like you have to hold the wheel, make sure it's like not blocking your way to the screw. And it's just, I would probably have an easier time with it if I flip the cabinet upside down, so then I could push down with the screws in, and the wheel also wouldn't be moving as much. But the problem with that is I would have to flip the cabinet upside down and then back the right way, which I really don't want to do because it is quite heavy. So I don't want to be doing too much flipping. So I'm just going to do it like this while it's still on its back. So these are the wheels, and it's got this metal thing that spins with the 4 holes on the corners. So what I have to do is I have to hold it, and what I find works easier is if I put this screw in first. And actually I have to change my screwdriver ending. Okay. So once this is in, then it's easier for me to align it with the hole that's in the cabinet. And this is what I mean about it being hard, because I can only then use one foot to use the screwdriver, and the cabinet is moving away a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in all 4 of them slightly, just enough for it to hold it. Guys, these screws are giving me such a hard time that I decided I'm going to try flipping the cabinet upside down so that maybe it's a little bit easier to do it that way. Now let's see if I can actually do that. Okay. Okay, got it. And for that, I'm also going to switch my chair. So I will get everything ready up here so I don't have to reach anything down from the floor. That'll be the wheels. Remove that aside. All the screws. And the screwdriver. And I will move this chair out of the way. And I'll go get my high chair. Okay. Okay, so let's hear that. See. Okay, so let's see how this works. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. All right, that was a lot more work than I thought. And to be honest with you, not all the screws are all the way in, but they're not moving, not even budging. So I'm just gonna flip it back. My toes are hurting. That's as much as I can do with this. So what I'm gonna do is flip it back around and get to um, putting the drawers in, just to make sure that I don't hit the door over there or the wall. Okay, and done. And now flipping it around, I'm gonna do it the same way I did it when I was flipping it upside down. turn it. Ah. Yeah, that's harder because of the wheels. Okay, got it. Ooh. So basically now, the hardest part is done. Now I just have to put these drawers in. I'm going to start from the bottom drawer and work my way up. So let's see. Let's see. Not this one. There's 3 that are a little bit deeper and 3 that are more shallow. This is gonna be the second one from the bottom. Oh my gosh. Whew. I think it's this one. I want to put the one without the lining as the bottom one. It's all the way on the bottom, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Why don't I just try sliding that out then? Come on. Okay. So you're supposed to, I hope you can see this, pull these out like this and then put it in, but because they're the bottom ones, I'm just gonna put it in without sliding them out. So turn it around. Now I don't have enough space. Okay. And then we just, come on. Why is it not going in? There you go. 1 and 2. Push it in all the way. And now on the inside, it has these 2 little holes right here in the drawer. And I need to place these screws in there. So I'm gonna do that now and then continue with the rest of them. So these are much easier to put in. These ones for the wheels, because they went into a much smaller hole, you had to kind of really push down hard, which I'm not the strongest woman out there. So that was a little bit hard for me to do it because of that. Okay, so as you can see, the first one is in, right? Yep. Okay. Awesome. So then I'll just do the rest of them. All right, it's done. Basically, what I did want to point out is that when I was doing this top shelf, I've opened this one up. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, so that I could rest it on top of this and then slide it onto the metal sliders thingies. But as you can see, the drawers all work. They are beautifully lined, almost all of them. So this is the one that's not lined, which I've kept that one on the bottom. And then this one has that, oh, there you go. This one's got that little strip over there, which, to be honest, from here, I can't even see it that well. So, also, it moves, the wheels work, it's not falling apart. So I am extremely, extremely happy. And most of all, I did it all by myself without a single ounce of help, which is good. It's just a good feeling. So anyways, I need to get to organizing, which at this point you've already seen. So all this mess that's still here right now, yeah, you've already seen it cleaned up. I haven't, which is funny. But anyways, I'm kind of filming this video between the studio organizing videos. So reason for that, I wanted to make sure that one, those cabinets are gonna work out for me good before I put the second one together, and also just that I'm gonna need the extra space because maybe I would have fit it all into one, but I did not. So I'm gonna get to organizing right now. Thanks for watching. I hope this motivates you. I've had some questions recently, and I think a big part of me doing these videos is so that it motivates people to fully use their potential, let's say, because anything is possible. Some things are harder in life, some are easier, but it's such a good feeling when you accomplish something, and so I hope you all can do the same. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.